Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yeah. So I decided to kind of switch directions in what I'm doing here. Figure I might as well be a best help that I can be here. So you want to become a web developer, right? Do you have what it takes to become a web developer? Now I know a lot of people, they're asking themselves in 2020. Today's the first day of the year. In 2020, are web apps and web development still a viable option for a career? And the answer to that is yeah, hell yeah, of course. People always ask themselves, is HTML, CSS, JavaScript still relevant in 2020? I'd say yeah, it's more relevant than it's ever been. Um, you know, because you got the IoT coming in, and for the UIs, for all these smart appliances, for a lot of things, right? You're gonna have to have that foundation of HTML, CSS, JavaScript to make those UIs. And let's just say, you want to get into Facebook React, you want to get into, a lot of different things. You're going to need to know HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So yeah, you still need to have that foundation still in 2020. It's still a good way to go. Me, myself, I'm a web developer, full stack. I know how to use React and Node, MongoDB, MySQL, all that stuff, right? So through all of the, different frameworks that I've seen, even with Sass and Less. Now I don't really know Sass and Less that well, but through just skimming through it, knowing JavaScript and CSS and HTML will make learning Sass and Less a breeze. It'll make all this stuff very easy for you, right? It'll get you into the mindset and the mind frame of making these type of things happen, right? So, yeah, in 2020, web development or the skills for being a web developer are very important, maybe now more than ever, right? So, if you're planning on just going, you know, thinking it's how it was about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when the app craze was really at its peak, yeah, those days are over. Where everybody's just buying an app in the app store, and you're making your money through that. You're gonna have the next Flappy Bird or whatever app. Back in those days, you could just go get a million hits, a million downloads, or whatever, and you could make ad revenue off of banners and the pop-ups that come every time you try to click on a video. The annoying ads that you see in the games now. That used to be the way. I mean, it didn't used to be as bad as they are now, but that's how people were making their money through the apps. So if you're planning on doing it that way, yeah, those days are kind of over, you know. But that's not to say that the skills of web development are gone. Far from it, actually. So you got people who are making templates, right? People making frameworks for the different types of front ends, right? Even people making Wix and Weebly and that type of stuff. All that stuff is still HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, under the hood. It's still using the same stuff. It's still using the same tools. It's just things get a little bit more complex, or they get more, more lines of code the further up you go. Building user interfaces, from what I've seen, is going to continue to be built, if not now more, built in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? It's just so seamless to write these UIs with it that I don't see people going back. In fact, I think more and more people are going to adopt it, right? So when you start seeing the UIs in your smart fridge, right, that very well could be Node and HTML and CSS or React or some type of. I'm sure the UI in these smart apps is being made with the same tools that are being used in web development. Not only that, right? So you got Node, now more than ever, has very powerful back end capabilities. So now knowing JavaScript is good enough for you to be a full stack developer. You don't need to know a whole bunch of different frameworks, a whole bunch of different languages. Back in the day, you had to know CSS, HTML, JavaScript, PHP, Python, Java. You had to know all these different types of languages. You're going to see a lot more cross-platform collaboration with all this stuff. And that's something that HTML, CSS, and JavaScript bring, because when you're trying to build an app, and don't get me wrong, when you natively build an app, it works better, as that's the best, most efficient, optimal way to run your app. But, right, when it comes to cross-platform optimization, scalability, all these different types of things, right, you don't have to keep writing the same app for every single device, do you? That gets annoying after a while. So, that's another reason why these web development tools are only getting bigger. So it's in your best interest to learn web development in 2020. In 2020, it's still a thing. Still, I'm still in it, and I still get contacted for jobs, It just turned 2020, so I gotta wait, for the new fiscal year to really dive into all that new money coming in. But yeah, there's still a lot of opportunity in the web development industry, and it's worldwide. I can't really think of a place where people don't need this type of skill set, right? So this is a skill set that will not only take you beyond making apps, right? This could take you into other lanes that you might not even be aware of, right? But you might not even have to move around to capitalize on the opportunities, right? The internet is worldwide. Apps and online commerce is only getting bigger. And everybody needs an app, right? Everybody needs some type of app. So why not? Why not now more than ever, right? Because, you got a lot of people looking at web designers and stuff like that, designing web pages, landing pages. Oh yeah, that's over. That's been over. That was over before I even got into the industry. Wix and Weebly, that destroyed that. The following career paths are probably over with, right? Web design, designing landing pages and just strictly making a static front end web page, that's over with. Wix killed that. Why would I go and pay somebody, how much are people asking for to make these websites? Like $300, $400? What is Wix, like $10 a month? Yeah. And you get the support of all this and that. You don't have to keep calling the person in to make no. Yeah, Wix makes that easy, right? And then, just you making like Flappy Bird or whatever and becoming a millionaire off of that, that's done too. So if you were planning on doing that, don't get me wrong, those are good things to sharpen your skills. Those are great, excellent things to do. But if you thought that that's how you're gonna, live or eat, that time frame is over. You're about 7 years too late for that. In 2020, it's not gonna hurt you to learn some web development. Go ahead, And yeah, I'm gonna keep making more videos, what I'm saying, just about web development, technology. I'm gonna be building some stuff with some Raspberry Pis. It's gonna be cool stuff, I'm gonna, make some edits and shit. It's gonna be cool stuff, But yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Till next time.